Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout and it is using the Neverland March kit and I have the tank add-on and I had to add more papers, so I had over 26 sheets of papers, but I am down to my scraps. And I don't even know if I have any big scraps anymore. I think it's pretty much what I have there. No, I think I have two more, and I think they're only like 5 by 12 or something like that, which I'm going to use on the next layout. And then after that, it's just really scraps. So there I just took out the smaller scraps and I decided to do like a block layout. And I'm not really, a lot of them, I'm not even cutting them down. I'm using them, in the size that they were in. And then as it gets smaller and smaller, well, then I have to find pieces. I'm going to have to cut down pieces to fit where they need to go. So I'm just going through and not really fussing about the colors or anything like that, because it's scraps, so it's just bits and pieces from the all the layouts that I have done. And like I said, I have another layout after this one that's completed, and it's still with the merch kit, and I'm working on another one. And as I was waking up this morning, I thought of another idea that I could use some of the leftovers, but I don't know if I'm going to or not, if I'm ready to go to the merch kit. While I'm talking about that, this is layout 25th. This is the 25th layout that I do with the merch kit, and I have a 26th one complete, and I am working on layout 27. So the idea is for layout 28, but I don't know if I'll get to it or not. I don't know if I'm going to do it. And I completed my Facebook challenge. I got 50 orders in, or 50 pages in, and I've put in my orders. So as soon as I get my haul, I will do a layout or a video and show you what I got. And this layout took 1 hour and 12 minutes. And this is pictures of, again, in New York. And we went to New Jersey, and we went to Carlo's Bakery, and it was so yummy. So they had this cardboard picture of him, and you were able to put, go beside it and take a picture. So that's what we did, because we thought that was pretty funny. So in order to make all, because there is patterns from every color imaginable in there, I'm just going to ink all the edges with some brown ink. And just to let you know, just be on the lookout. I don't know if I'm going to put it up today or tomorrow. It depends if I have time today, because my grandson is over visiting for a bit. So I'm spending quite a bit of time with him. But I've had quite a bit of questions about, what I do for a living and stuff like that. And right after I answered the question, I went to work, and my boss was telling me that one of the calls that I was a dispatcher for, and I won't give you too much detail, because then you'll see it when I do the video. Anyway, the company that I work for made it into sort of a YouTube video to kind of showcase what we do. So in the video, you're going to hear me talking to the ambulances, and it kind of shows you what kind of stuff that we do. So I thought that was really neat, especially where I was getting a lot of questions. So I'll be uploading that or a link to it in the next, probably today or tomorrow. And I'm going to glue everything down, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's whatever way the scraps were. So I just kind of did that. And then I also had quite a few questions on, like, where do you find a time? Like, how do you do it? And I'm able to tell you, like, this layout took me 1 hour and 12 minutes. Well, that's the easy part. I turn on my camcorder, and whether I have 15 minutes or 20 minutes to put on, it records for 20 minutes. And then the next time I go, I don't scrapbook unless my camcorder's on. So when I upload all the videos to my iMovie, it adds it up. So then I just go, okay, that took me an hour and 12 minutes to complete, or, an hour and 50 minutes. So that's how I'm able to let you know how long it took me to do a layout, because most of the layouts I don't do in one sitting. Just for an example, in the last 2 weeks before this is my second day off, I worked 11 out of 14 days. So I worked 132 hours in 2 weeks. So that's a whole month's worth for most people. I worked in 2 weeks. And I have 4 days off, and I go again, and I'm going back for 60 hours. So, and another thing is I don't watch a lot of TV at home. And I'll explain that by saying I work a lot of night shifts, and after a certain time of night, we're allowed to watch stuff on our computers. So I download a lot of stuff on my computer, and I watch TV shows at work. But at home, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm the type of person that does a lot of lists. So everything I do a list for. So, and I time myself. I'm going to do this for this much and that for that much. And I don't have a lot of free time. I don't have a lot of time that I just sit and do nothing. I'll say that. Whenever I have a minute, it's filled with doing something. And that's just how I've always been. So it's not as if, I don't know, I find idle hands. I always thought idle hands got yourself in trouble. So, and I have to say, ever since I started doing the challenge, I used to spend a lot of time on sites looking, to see what I could buy and new stuff. And ever since I stopped doing that, I am way more creative, not creative, way more productive, and am having a lot more time to get stuff done. So that's good. That has helped a lot. And that's why I joined again, because I don't want to spend all my time on the sites again and shopping. I want to get stuff into my albums. And so that's a little bit of I had a few questions, and I don't have a lot of time typing, so answering questions on YouTube, but I try to work it in to my videos. So that's why I answer a lot of questions here, is because I might have 30 minutes a day to, either work on a layout or put stuff on YouTube or stuff like that. So that's why you don't hear a lot from me on sites and stuff. I just go and I spend maybe 5 minutes and just kind of upload stuff, put a few comments to, other people's pages, because I do think they're wonderful, and they're all doing a wonderful job. And a lot of times I watch YouTube videos while I'm filming my own. So that's how I get a few YouTube videos in, is while I'm actually doing my own layouts, I'll have one of you playing on my computer. So that's why I decided to do the longer. I knew there was a lot of downtime that I walked away, but I thought I could put in a little bit of that in there. So I wanted to put those 3 pictures on that layout. I really wanted to. And one just kind of shows, the cups. It kind of says the name of the store. And then the other pictures has a lot of yummy stuff that he made, or his staff made, and then the picture of him and I, and so I just mounted it on that gray paper, and it is of New York landscape, which you don't really see, but that's okay. I got to use another scrap, and then I went through my digital print, and I put some of those down. I'm going through my Amy Tangerine stickers, and I'm using those right up. And I really like that I did that. I kind of picked those at the beginning, and then I just kept it with that stuff, and I'm got to use a lot of it. So not only do I feel good that I used a lot of my stash, but a lot of the March kit from Studio Calico, I used a lot of my own stash in these layouts. And I'm really liking that. I've gotten quite a few comments too that they're anxious for me to get down to my scraps to see what I'm going to do, with the scraps. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying that part of the kit. When I start a new batch, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I have no scraps. So, and I also had another question, if I'm going to jump right to June or if I'm going to go to April. And I'm going to go to April's kit. I'm going to follow the kits the way that I received them because I don't want to waste any. And that was a question that I got just last night. Now I'm using my powder tool in the back of the stickers, and it just takes the stickiness away, so then you can move your stickers about and without worrying them sticking on your layout, and then you can move them. You're kind of committed to where it is. So I love that tool. I waited forever to get it, and I'm glad that I finally got it. So I'm not exactly sure where I went. A lot of times if somebody comes home or whatever, I'll just leave the recorder running and then go and greet them, or go put a load of laundry on and then come back upstairs without stopping the recording. And the reason for that is when I upload it from my video camera to my computer, is not a big deal, but from my computer to iMovie, it takes forever. So if I have more than one video, it just takes forever. It takes like 9 hours instead of 6 hours. So if I know I'm just walking away for a few minutes, I don't stop the recording because I figure I can just fill it up with words. So I apologize for that, but it is to cut down on time to upload it to iMovie. And I think right now, I'm looking for what else I could put on that layout. Or maybe I walked away to go put a load of laundry on. Who knows? And I think it's going to start again there because I see in a few frames. Yeah, I'm back. I got some twine that I decided to use. And I think that's what I'm looking. I'm looking through my twine drawer because all I have left is about 2 or 3 feet of that aqua twine, and I did order some in my haul there, so I'm happy because I don't have a lot and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to start gluing everything down, and I'm going to cut down that photo so it fits on that piece of gray pattern paper. I kept it till the end until I was sure, because up to that point I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep all 3 photos, and that's why I hadn't cut off that gray paper. I kind of left it so that I could, when I don't know what I'm going to do, I just leave it and then just move on onto stuff that I'm pretty sure I want to do. And then that way, while I'm doing that other stuff, I'm kind of keeping it in the back of my mind, whether or not, like every time I look at it, I'm kind of thinking, okay, do I want to keep that, or what do I want to do with that? And I glued everything down using my quick dry adhesive, and now I'm going to use some washi tape that we got in the Project Life, and I absolutely love that washi tape. It is the color that I absolutely love it. And I don't think I know that my board is that low, like my 12 by 12 mat, because I probably would have lifted it. Oh, there we go. And I went through my stash and found some Potty People and Heart Veneer. And then now I'm looking through my thickers, and I want to use those thickers, but I don't have enough of the letters. So now I'm going through the rest of my stash to figure out, and I don't have enough of those Simple Stories stickers to do what I want. So now I'm looking at some labels, and then I look at those letters, and they're from Pebbles, and I have enough of those. And I'm going to make a spelling mistake, and I think it's more excuse me. It's more, I have a sore throat, and I think it's because I work so much. It's more that it kind of gets lost, and I go later, and I know it should be Carlos and me, or and I, but that's not how we are in the photo. So I want to put it, I know it's not grammatically correct, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put me and Carlos. And I know it's apostrophe S for his shop, but I figure his name is still Carlos. So I'm going to put the S eventually. And then I decide to put that yellow arrow to point to him and I, and then a little heart. And then I've added some enamel dots. And then I'm going to start gluing all my wood veneer down. And hopefully I get to finish this recording. I can hear my grandson. He's starting to wake up. He's such a good little sleeper. I put him to bed at 10:30 last night. About 10:15, 10:30. And it's now 9:16 in the morning, and he's still sleeping. Hello, perfect baby. I can't believe it. And he sleeps through the day too. He slept about 3 hours yesterday, so my goodness, she's a lucky mommy. But you know what? She's always been a good sleeper, so he probably gets it from her. She still sleeps. She says she has a perfect baby because she still gets to sleep in. She still doesn't know, because we told her, you're sleeping in. It's going to stop there because you now have a baby. Nope, he sleeps in with her. So anyway, rabbit trail. I just heard him, so I thought, I hope I get to finish the recording. So I balled up the twine again, and I put it at the 3 clusters. And now I'm looking at my roller date stamp, and I'm going to take, it's going to say snapshot, and I'm going to put the date, and I'm going to ink it with Cup of Joe ink, because that's the ink that I used to ink all the edges. And I'm going to show you a few close-ups, and I didn't even do some splatters. Oh yes, I did. Oh, the battery died. That's what happened. The battery died, so I did the splatters after because that's the only thing that was left. So I'm going to show you a few close-up pictures, and you can go to 2Ps and Studio Calico, Nicole Jones 911.